In this video, we're going to take a look at the Cornell Notes method of note-taking. Cornell Notes is designed to make you reflect on the information that you've just taken down and to make you try to go ahead and pull your key concepts out and any questions that you may have while the information is still fresh in your head. This is a really good method for students who tend to take notes and then go back and look at them later and just feel lost and wonder, what was I thinking, or what does this note even mean? We've all had those days, but some students struggle with that more than others, and if they do, this is a really great way to solve that particular issue. Now, when you look at Cornell Notes, if you do some research online, you'll see that there are a lot of different ways that this information is laid out. Some like to divide, the paper left to right, whatever. But the main point is that you need to have your one overlying topic that you're trying to understand identified. So again, we're talking about pugs. Why do you need a pug? So I can go in here and I can talk about the important information in the notes. I write down, all the things that I think that may be important about what the instructor says or what my classmates say or what the video says. And then when I finish that, that's when I come back up here. So this one's laid out a little weird, but doesn't really matter. I come back up to questions and cues. When you're listening to your instructor or when you're reading your notes, you're going to have questions that spin off from what they're saying, because that's how our mind works. It's just one giant tangled web of things, but they're all connected somehow. And so when the teacher says, pugs are a great dog, they're the greatest dog ever, then, your brain may say, but, well, what about a Great Dane? That's a great dog, right? So you need a place to explore that and to really understand the concept. You do want to explore those questions that come up while you're actually in the class or while you're actually watching the video. But of course, that may not be the ideal time to get those questions answered. So that's where you fill in your questions and cues, things that come to your mind, things that you don't understand, things you need to research further, goes in that section. And then, as soon as you can, after the class is over or after you've finished with the video or after you've finished with the assignment, you need to go down to your summary and you need to go ahead and summarize what you have learned, because that's really the takeaway. Like Dr. Hernandez says, we don't need to try to memorize things. We need to try to learn things. So you need to write in your own words your summary of what you took away from the thing that you studied, whether it was a lecture, whether it was an interview, whether it was an article that you read. So for these purposes, I looked at the functionality of Evernote. And we talked about OneNote before, and OneNote is an excellent app, and just want to offer you some other solutions. So yes, you can do Cornell note-taking methods within OneNote, no problem whatsoever. But what I liked about Evernote was they provided a template specifically for taking notes in Cornell fashion. So here I have the template pulled up and I've just plugged in the basic information, but it made it so easy for me to just start outlining my concept, outlining my cues, outlining where my note taking would take place, and then a place for my summary when I got ready to do that. Like OneNote, Evernote gives you the opportunity to arrange items into notebooks. So you can see here I have several notebooks. I use Evernote some, not as much as OneNote, but I do like it for organizing things like recipes and class notes and things of that nature. So basically, in order to use this function, you would go into Evernote, you would click New Note, and then you would just be able to start typing from there. Now, you can format your text any way that you want to. You can, do several different things with the notes as far as presenting or sharing, those types of things. And then if you want that Cornell template, all you do is click into the area where you would start typing. The template box pops up. You click on template, and then you scroll down until you see the one for Cornell notes, which I think is pretty far down if I remember. Here we go. So, and then you just start typing in the fields. And then, of course, if you don't like the color grass green, you can change it to whatever you want it to be. So, another good note taking app, already complete with the template for Cornell Notes if that is your preferred note taking method.